stepladder can be art on Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition, almost kind of a new edition. We're starting off our fall season. You're going to see going in and out of the commercial breaks our new set. It's very lovely and we'll tell you more about that later at the end of the show. But coming up at the end of the show, our infamous roundtable with Keith, Ogie, and BJ and myself will tackle all sorts of controversial topics, so stay tuned for the fireworks between then and now. Some great guests coming your way. We'll talk with Chancellor Elwood Robinson from Winston-Salem State University, and we'll have a guest on from Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center to talk about balance disorders, among other things, and some other guests as well. But first, we start out talking about public art and public art in Greensboro and celebrating it and the involvement of the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro and their role in that. Lori Bates, our director, let's meet our two special guests. They're here for the first time. Cheryl Stewart is a public art consultant, and next to her is my good friend Lynn Wooten, and Lynn is Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
You have a very colorful blouse on. That's appropriate. That's appropriate.
It is. Arty.
Yeah, it's arty. And now, Lynn, let me start with you and just give Lori, because we're getting used to this new set. I'm going to go down to Lynn here first. What's the, just give me a couple seconds on the mission of the foundation before we get into the topic here, just so people will know. What's the overall mission very quickly?
Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro sets out to make Greensboro an even better place to live and work. And we do that through a number of ways. We have a lot of very generous people in town who are philanthropically inclined and work through us to make a difference.
Sure, so if I want to set aside a trust for somebody, I can turn the money over to you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's great. Now, Lynn, what is the purpose of the Public Art Endowment that you had emailed me about?
We established our Public Art Endowment in 2008. We feel that public art really adds to the image and definition of a community. It helps to build community. You think about public art in other cities like Chicago and New York. There are many famous pieces of art that you go and seek out when you go to those cities, and we want to be able to offer that type of cultural asset in Greensboro.
Echoing that, Cheryl, why is public art so important to a community?
Well, I've been working in public art since 1984, so I think that besides it being my entire career, I think public art is a way of bringing communities together, having places to gather, placemaking in a city, working to have people talk about and gather and be around things that aren't just regular playgrounds, but artwork.
Sure. And I think that when I mentioned at the head of the show something about step ladders, you and Lynn have been emailing me some information about a collection of ladders that people can donate. What the heck is that all about?
Well, it's a really great project. Artist Charlie Brower from Virginia came up with this idea of a community coming together to lend and or donate their ladders for this project. So he goes out into the community, he works with volunteers to have ladders lent to the project, and then starting on September 5th, he'll be taking those ladders and building a special sculpture in downtown Greensboro.
Cool. Well, Lynn, I'm sort of a social climber. Would that help me if I get on one of the, if I get on one of the ladders? Now, since starting this public art program, the foundation's been very active in doing a lot of things and planning a lot of things, and I know we've got things coming up. Tell me about it.
We have a lot of things coming up. In addition to the Ladders project, we have our Women to Women Endowment, which focuses on supporting issues that are relevant to women and families. We're having a big luncheon on October 19th, and our keynote speaker is Lee Woodruff. A lot of people may know her as the wife of the ABC News anchor who was injured when he got hit by a landmine and had a brain injury.
Well, she'll have a fascinating speech on that. And before time gets away, I think you told me something about there's something coming up next spring you wanted me to mention that the foundation's doing?
Yes, the Public Art Endowment is going to be installing its first permanent commissioned sculpture, and it's by an artist named Janet Eckelman, and she has had these amazing sculptures that she does installed all over the world, and it's an aerial net that will be suspended over the new LeBauer Park downtown, and there is nothing like it anywhere
Anywhere.
around here. People are going to come
Gosh.
from long and far to see this.
I want to go a little long on this, Cheryl, very quickly. Can people still donate ladders?
Yes, please, bring your ladders. We'll be open from 5 to 7, Thursday, Friday, and all day Saturday and Sunday, up to Wednesday, September 9th at 4 o'clock.
Good. You got a deadline on that. The website for the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro is up on the screen. They just do such great work, and you'll see them throughout our season here. Lynn and Cheryl, thanks so much for all
Thanks so
you
much
do.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be right back after this.